Have you ever wondered why some men seem to effortlessly attract women while others struggle to make a lasting impression? What if I told you that women can pick up on subtle cues, things you might not even realize you're doing, that signal weakness? And here's the kicker. Most men have no idea they're doing these things. So what are these hidden behaviors? And more importantly, how can you fix them? Stick around, because today we're diving into 7 subtle signs women notice weakness and how to fix them. Oh, and before we get started, if you're ready to level up your confidence and relationships, hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe for more insights like this. Let's get into it. Number 1. Constantly seeking her approval. Picture this. You're out on a date, and instead of confidently ordering your meal, you're nervously asking, "Do you think I should get the pasta or the steak?" Now, there's nothing wrong with valuing her opinion, but when you're constantly seeking her validation, it sends a signal. I'm not sure of myself. Women are naturally drawn to men who stand firm in their decisions. So, next time, own your choices. Confidence is key. But why does this happen? Often, it stems from a fear of rejection or a deep desire to be liked. You might think that by constantly checking in with her, you're showing consideration. And while that's true to an extent, overdoing it can backfire. It can make you appear indecisive, insecure, and even needy. Think about it. When you're constantly asking for her approval, you're essentially putting her in the driver's seat of your relationship. Over time, this dynamic can become exhausting for her. She might start to feel like she's responsible for your happiness, or that she has to constantly reassure you. Take Mark, for example. He started dating Emma and wanted everything to go perfectly. He asked for her opinion on everything: what to wear, what to eat, how to respond to texts from friends. At first, Emma found it sweet, but over time she started feeling like his mother rather than his girlfriend. The more he sought her approval, the less attractive he seemed. Eventually, Emma ended the relationship because she felt overwhelmed by the emotional weight Mark placed on her. The fix: start small. Practice making decisions on your own, whether it's choosing a restaurant, picking a movie, or even deciding what to wear. The more you trust your own judgment, the more confident you'll become. And confidence, that's irresistible. A man who knows what he wants and makes decisions without hesitation is naturally attractive. Remember, a relationship should be a partnership, not a situation where one person constantly seeks reassurance from the other. Number 2. Letting her walk all over you. Imagine you've planned an amazing date, but she's glued to her phone the entire time. Instead of addressing it, you laugh it off or pretend it doesn't bother you. Here's the thing. Being easygoing is great, but being a pushover? Not so much. Women respect men who set boundaries and stand up for themselves. Don't be afraid to speak up when something bothers you. Respect is a two-way street. But why do men fall into this trap? Often it's because they fear conflict. They worry that if they speak up, they'll upset her or ruin the relationship. But here's the truth. Avoiding conflict at all costs can actually do more harm than good. It can lead to resentment, frustration, and a lack of respect. Take Jake, for example. He was dating Lisa, and at first he thought it was cute how strong-willed she was. But soon, Lisa started making all the decisions: where they ate, who they hung out with, even how Jake should dress. Anytime he voiced an opinion, Lisa would push back, and Jake, afraid of upsetting her, would just agree. Over time, he started feeling invisible in his own relationship. Eventually, Lisa lost respect for him, and the relationship fell apart. When you let her walk all over you, you're sending a message that your needs and feelings don't matter. And over time, she might start to take you for granted. She might even lose respect for you because she'll see that you're not willing to stand up for yourself. The solution? Start setting boundaries. If something bothers you, address it calmly and respectfully. For example, if she's on her phone during your date, you could say something like, "I put a lot of thought into planning this evening, and it feels like you're not really present. Can we focus on each other?" By setting boundaries, you're showing her that you value yourself, and that's something she'll respect. A healthy relationship requires mutual respect, and that starts with standing up for yourself in a confident but respectful manner. Number 3. Oversharing your insecurities. Look, vulnerability can be attractive, but there's a fine line. If you're spilling every fear, doubt, and failure on the second date, it can feel overwhelming. Women appreciate honesty, but they also want to see that you're working on yourself. Instead of focusing on your shortcomings, show her the steps you're taking to grow. Confidence isn't about being perfect, it's about being proactive. But why do men overshare? Often, it's because they want to be authentic and build a deep connection. And while that's a noble goal, oversharing too soon can have the opposite effect. It can make her feel like she's being burdened with your emotional baggage before she's ready to handle it. Consider Tom. He went on a date with Sarah, and within an hour he was talking about his fear of being alone, his struggles with self-doubt, and how his last girlfriend broke his heart. Sarah sympathized, but she also felt overwhelmed. It was their first date, and she wasn't ready to be his therapist. She wanted to get to know Tom, not take on his emotional burdens so soon. Think about it. If you're constantly talking about your insecurities, she might start to see you as someone who's stuck in a negative mindset. She might feel like she has to constantly reassure you or fix your problems. And over time, that can become exhausting. The fix? Focus on balance. It's okay to be vulnerable, but do it gradually. Share your insecurities when the time is right, and always pair them with the steps you're taking to overcome them. For example, instead of saying, "I'm terrible at public speaking," you could say, "I used to struggle with public speaking, but I've been working on it by taking a course and practicing regularly." By showing her that you're proactive and growth-oriented, you'll come across as confident and self-aware, qualities that are incredibly attractive. Women are drawn to men who acknowledge their challenges, but also take steps to overcome them. It's about being open without being overly dependent on her for reassurance. A strong, healthy relationship is built on balance. Be open, be real, but also be the kind of man who takes charge of his own life. That's the kind of energy that draws people in and keeps them interested. Number 4. Trying too hard to impress her. Have you ever caught yourself exaggerating stories, name-dropping, or mentioning your accomplishments in a not-so-subtle way? Maybe you've talked about how much you make, how many people admire you, or how you once met a celebrity at a party. If so, you're not alone. But here's the truth. Women can sense inauthenticity from a mile away, and when they do, it's an instant turn-off. Why does this happen? Many men feel an internal pressure to prove their worth. Society conditions men to believe that their value is tied to their achievements, wealth, or status. So, when they meet a woman they like, they assume they must showcase these qualities to be seen as desirable. But in reality, this often backfires. Imagine a guy on a first date who spends half the time talking about his high-paying job, his expensive car, and how he's been promoted 3 times in the last 2 years. On the surface, these might seem like impressive facts, but to his date, it comes across as boastful and insecure. She starts wondering, why does he feel the need to prove himself? Is he overcompensating for something? Instead of trying to impress, the best thing you can do is be genuine. Women are far more attracted to authenticity than grandiosity. Rather than bragging about yourself, focus on building a meaningful connection. Ask her about her passions, goals, and dreams. Listen actively and show genuine curiosity. When you're truly present in the conversation and not just waiting for your turn to talk, it shows confidence and self-assurance, qualities that are far more attractive than any exaggerated story. Confidence isn't about proving you're great. It's about knowing you are, without needing validation. The more comfortable you are with yourself, the less you'll feel the urge to impress. Ironically, that's exactly what will make you stand out. Number 5. Being overly emotional in disagreements. Let's face it, arguments happen. No relationship is free from disagreements. But the way you handle them says a lot about you. If you lose your temper, raise your voice, or become defensive at the slightest criticism, it can signal a lack of emotional maturity. Women admire men who can navigate conflicts with composure and logic. A calm, thoughtful response is always more attractive than an emotional outburst. When you keep your emotions in check, it shows that you're confident in yourself and the relationship. Why do some men struggle with this? Often, it's because they take disagreements personally. Instead of seeing it as a conversation, they interpret it as an attack. This can stem from insecurity or past experiences where conflicts led to rejection or hurt. But reacting emotionally can make the situation worse, causing unnecessary tension and making it harder to resolve issues. Imagine you and your partner disagree about something small: where to eat, what movie to watch, or how to spend the weekend. If you react with frustration or sarcasm, it creates unnecessary drama. On the other hand, if you stay calm and express your viewpoint rationally, it fosters respect and deeper connection. A practical approach: take a deep breath before responding. If emotions are running high, step back and take a break before re-engaging in the conversation. Use phrases like, "I see your point," or "Let's figure out a solution together." These small shifts show that you're emotionally intelligent and can handle conflicts maturely. At the end of the day, emotional regulation isn't about suppressing feelings. It's about managing them effectively. The more you practice staying composed in tough situations, the more attractive and respected you become. Number 6. Never taking the lead. While it's important to consider your partner's preferences, constantly deferring decisions can make you seem indecisive. Women appreciate a man who can take charge when needed and show confidence in his choices. Taking the lead doesn't mean being controlling. It means demonstrating initiative. Plan a date, suggest an activity, or make the first move when the moment feels right. Leadership is attractive because it signals confidence, security, and reliability. Why do some men struggle with this? Often it's due to fear of making the wrong choice. They worry that their partner won't enjoy the activity or that they'll be judged for their decision. But the reality is, indecisiveness can be frustrating for women as it shifts the burden of decision-making onto them. Imagine a scenario where a couple is deciding what to do for the evening. The woman asks, "What do you want to do?" And the man responds, "I don't know, whatever you want." While this may seem accommodating, over time, it can become exhausting for her to always take the lead. Women want a partner who can make decisions and stand by them confidently. The solution? Start with small decisions. Choose a restaurant, suggest a weekend getaway, or plan an evening activity. Taking the lead doesn't mean ignoring her preferences. It means showing confidence and initiative. When you do this, you demonstrate leadership, decisiveness, and reliability, qualities that naturally attract and build respect. At the end of the day, women are drawn to men who have a vision and take action. So don't be afraid to step up and lead. It will make you more attractive and strengthen the relationship in the long run. And finally, number 7, letting fear hold you back. Whether it's asking for a promotion, pursuing a personal goal, or taking your relationship to the next level, hesitation signals a lack of confidence. Fear is a silent killer of potential. Many men let fear of failure, rejection, or embarrassment prevent them from taking action. They wait for the perfect moment, only to realize that moment never comes. Women are naturally drawn to men who have the courage to take risks and go after what they want. Consider a man who has feelings for a woman but is too afraid to express them. Instead of making a move, he stays in his comfort zone, hoping she'll notice his interest. But in reality, she sees his hesitation as a lack of confidence, and eventually she moves on. Contrast this with a man who takes the initiative. Whether he succeeds or not, he earns respect for his bravery. The same applies to career and personal ambitions. A man who hesitates to apply for a job, start a business, or speak up for himself out of fear of rejection will find that life passes him by. On the other hand, a man who steps up and takes calculated risks, even in the face of fear, exudes a powerful energy that attracts success and admiration. The key to overcoming fear is action. Start small, whether it's initiating a conversation, setting a goal, or stepping outside of your comfort zone. Each step builds confidence and resilience. Women respect men who go after what they want, regardless of obstacles. When you show courage and determination, you demonstrate that you're someone who can handle life's challenges, and that's incredibly attractive. So there you have it, 7 subtle signs. Women notice weakness and how to fix them. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being aware and taking steps to grow. Confidence, authenticity, and emotional strength are the keys to making a lasting impression. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more tips on leveling up your life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.